Serve great food is to create memories for your customers.
But it takes more than luck.
It takes consistency, creativity, and the drive to see things through.
And every day, the stakes are high, which means it's time to stand up
from your computer and start getting real. To own your kitchen is to own your bottom line.
This is the real world. And now...
This is the real world. And now...
This is the real world.
And now is the time to foodify your business.
Here we are, Altamonte's. This is where we're going to do the shopping for our chicken salad challenge.
Yeah, we're taking the F Your Business podcast on the road. And we decided that Chris is way too good looking to just hear him. You're going to see us, see what goes into making the recipe, get a chance to take a look today. Let's go in and grab some stuff.
Well, before we go in, let me tell you, I've been told many a times I have a face for radio. So we'll see how this whole video thing goes. But let's go shopping. Here we are, we got our shopping list. First thing we're going to pick up is obviously the chicken, for chicken salad. So I like to try to always get it organic, or at the very least, the antibiotic or hormone free. And that's what we got here. It's already split to help save on the cooking time. So item number one, checked off the list. Alright, so I can grab a couple things right here real quick. We have our flat leaf Italian parsley right here. And we have our celery right here. That's 3 items off the list. Looking for lemons and red onion in the produce section. Scamper over here. We got our red onion. We don't need a too big of one.
Yeah, I was saying, what are you looking for, Chris, when we get that onion? Anything specific that are, we should be looking?
Yeah, I don't want it to be soft. I want to make sure that it's nice and fresh. It hasn't been sitting there too long. Like you see that, that's not something you want. It's starting to get a little mold on it. There you go. Just need a small onion for it. I think this will do. It's nice, fresh. It's hard. So I think we're good to go. Next item on the list, lemons. So same thing with the lemons. You just want to make sure you're getting a fresh one, right? Make sure that they're not bruised, dented, anything like that. They're not discolored, and they have a little give to them, so they're ready to go. Another item off the list. You're on your phone yet.
You see else up there in front of the deli, there's other stuff up there.
Other stuff up there.
Hoagie oil and stuff like that.
Oh, well, like salt, pepper.
Salt, pepper's over in this side.
Cool, thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
All right, so we need some Dijon mustard. This one looks good. We need some mayonnaise. We don't need a ton, but we're going to need a little bit for it. This looks good. 2 more items off the list. We still need some salt and pepper. And I think we're good. And celery salt. Some celery. Right there. This is how easy it is to come to a market, get fresh ingredients, and make a nice fresh homemade chicken salad. It took us about 7 minutes to do this. We'll see you in the kitchen.
Yeah, most of the stuff we're gonna have, right? Salt, pepper, you're already gonna have in the kitchen. Probably onions, lemons, celery. So again, even if it's something you don't have on your menu right now, or like we've been talking about, adding it for an LTO or for something for the summer, you probably have all these ingredients already in your kitchen. Chris said it. Largo Group and F Your Business podcast is in the kitchen, and you can see what we're doing now. So you guys are gonna get a little bit in-depth looks what it takes to add fresh, great products to your menu. Like we said, we're doing chicken salads from scratch. Chef Chris is over here. We got the chicken. We got some great fresh ingredients, and he's gonna take it away and tell you how to do this. And it's gonna be really fun today.
Okay, so here we are in the kitchen. You get to see us live. You get to see exactly what we're doing. You asked for it, we're giving it to you. So today, like Scott said, we're going to make a chicken salad, and with a fresh chicken. I split the chicken split. We bought it this way, but it won't speed up the cooking time, so I do like this. So what we're going to do now is we're going to rub it with salt and pepper on both sides, and we're going to stick it on a lightly greased tray, and it's going to go into the oven for about 30 to 40 minutes. So let's start with the salt. Do a nice little sprinkle of salt. Be generous. It's a lot of meat on this chicken. We're going to make sure it all gets seasoned. Same thing, fresh cracked pepper we have here. Scott was just cracking this. His wrist hurts.
It's going to add really nice flavor too. I mean, that's when you add some of the seasoning. And I think, as we've seen on some of our podcasts so far, it doesn't take a ton of all these different fancy ingredients or this or that to just get nice flavor when you're just using really fresh ingredients.
Well, you know, the thing people don't realize, it's simple ingredients that, you know, make food great. It's when you try to overdo it, you add things that aren't necessary, you add steps that aren't necessary, and that is what makes complicated food not good. Right. Simple food's good, complicated's not. So season on both sides. Right, pat it down, make sure it gets in there. Put the bone side down onto the grease tray. Okay.
Yeah, and you have your own seasoning, you have a special sauce, you have all these things that your restaurant does. Yeah, add your twist to it. But if this is something new or something a little bit different, you can just simple salt and pepper on that chicken. It's going to come out with a really nice kind of flavor. And
I'm going to set this for 30 minutes. We'll check it then. Usually takes 30 to 40 minutes depending on your oven. We haven't used this oven before, so we're learning on the fly here. So we'll check it at 30 minutes and we'll see where we're at.
All right, as we move on to some vegetables, Chris, I see we've changed colors on our cutting board.
Well, of course, you have to, you know, stay in code. You know, the different colors for everything. You got the green for the veggies, you got the red for the beef, you got the yellow for the poultry, you got the brown for the cooked meat. So, you know, we got them all. We try to follow the rules here. We're rule followers.
Yeah, that's something the manager should be right looking, manager, owner, whoever's in there should be doing that in their loops and looking at what they're using for food safety too.
Absolutely. The manager definitely, his eyes should be on the kitchen. If you're cutting produce and you're cutting it on a yellow mat, that person should be called out. He's not prepping correctly.
Perfect.
All right, here we are. We're going to start chopping the celery. You want to dice them nice size. It gives a great texture. So what I do, I usually take them, I cut them into strips, straight down. I put them all together, and now we'll just chop them. Get a nice dice on them. Not too big, not too small. This doesn't only add flavor, it adds a great texture to it.
I like the technique on the other hand, the knuckles, right? We don't lose a finger here.
Curl the knuckles in.
And I think, remember, guys, when we're doing this for our taste test and our blind taste test, but if you're making chicken salad for your establishment, for your restaurant, you're going to be doing this in much larger batches. You know what I mean? So it's going to be very more efficient for your prep cook who's going to be making this to serve, you know, many portions of chicken salad, right, Chris?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, as I said, we do small batches here because we're only cooking for, you know, 10 people at the most. So we go in small batches. You in your restaurant, the batches are going to be a lot larger, and you know they're going to have probably something like this for celery. You know, you're probably going to use 4 cups of celery in order to make a batch of chicken salad. But for us, this works.
Action.
All right. Next, we're going to go on to 1 small onion diced. Same thing. This is going to add great flavor, but also texture. So just get ready to cut these in the dices. Mark your onion straight down.
Chris, you tearing up a little bit on here? Or
no, I don't.
Your eyes are getting a little watery.
I don't cry.
I don't know if that was the onions or if you were just so excited about this today.
Well, I am excited about this. We're actually in the kitchen. How long has it been since we tried to get into the kitchen? All right?
Yeah, definitely.
So we have our onion chopped here. Nice small dices. That goes here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go on and we're going to start with the lemon. I don't want to cut the lemon with the same knife. I'm going to juice this lemon. Oh, that's a big lemon. see if this side fits in. All right, gonna have to improvise here.
Look at that, on the fly, making moves.
Gotta make it happen.
So if we start making fresh lemonade, are you gonna use that same,
Well, listen, we're gonna make fresh lemonade, we're gonna need a bigger boat. That's for sure.
we're gonna need a lot more people helping in the kitchen.
We're gonna need a bigger boat to squeeze them lemons, that's for sure. That's all Tomates has the lemons they like from the Amalfi Coast. Alright, so this here is all the fresh ingredients you'll need for our fresh homemade chicken salad. I'm going to get one more out here. I'm going to go with the chop the fresh parsley. Same way, it's nice and small. Calls for a bunch of fresh parsley. And there you go, here's your fresh ingredients. This is all your fresh ingredients for a homemade chicken salad.
Cut.
All right, here we go. Chicken's done. Looks great. That's one nice roasted chicken. That's what it should look like. Oh, yeah, we go.
Come over and eat the chicken.
No, not yet.
That's awesome. I'm just gonna cut right into it.
Oh, we gotta make the chicken salad. It's gotta cool in the fridge for a little while. Just so we can tear it apart, dice it up. Right now, it's not ready. This is a roasted chicken. We're making chicken salad. So this is where we start. So this is where we go in the fridge.
All right. I'm starving.
I know you are. But we're going to get this in the fridge. Don't worry, we're going to eat soon enough. There we go. We'll be back for him. We'll be back. We'll be back.
Action.
All right, here we are. Chicken's done. It roasted real nice. So one of the reasons I like to roast it and not boil it, some people will boil it. I think anything you boil, you extract the flavor out of it and you make a chicken stock with it, which is great. But that's not the purpose of this. We roast it, it keeps all the flavor inside. That's why it's going to make such a great chicken salad. So basically, we're just going to start. Listen, all you do is you take it apart, right? You take the skin, you discard it. If you like fried chicken skin, eat it. It's up to you.
Maybe goes another recipe you have, maybe. Who knows?
Well, it could go in a chicken stock. You want to make chicken stock, you have it, you make it. So we're just going to go through this and we're going to pick off the skin. We're going to take some of the, we're going to take the chicken. Some of it will be shredded. Some of it will be diced. I like both of them. You get a little different texture from the shredded. You get a little different from the diced. So I'm going to go both ways with it. What do you think, Scott?
That looks great. Yeah, that looks really nice. Again, a nice fresh product. As you see here, it's not a ton of prep. And again, back before, if you were doing this for 6, 8 chickens, you would just be flying through this.
And remember, a lot of this is done by itself. It cooked for 40 minutes by itself. It sat in the refrigerator for 2 hours by itself. We didn't do anything. We were working in between. Right? Now we're going to do a little work. So it'll take us over here 20 minutes maybe to do this. So your prep's 20 minutes. I mean, I think that's pretty good for a fresh product.
Yeah, and like you said, that's where, as we get into those routines and prep and we are developed kitchen managers, we are going to have to make sure that they are giving someone a prep list that translates to that. So while they're waiting on the chicken to cool, what other project? Is that when they're cutting their fresh ingredients for the same item, or is it something else they're doing? So I think that all goes into what we're trying to do on a productivity standpoint, along with a great product standpoint.
Exactly right. There's time to work. why all this is happening. You're not just standing there, you're not waiting for it to cook through, it's already going to be done. You're getting something done in the meantime. You got any history on this?
Well, you know, I like to get a little research on what we're doing.
I was wondering what we were going to come up with today.
You know, 1863, Wakefield, Rhode Island. Liam Gray was basically mixing leftover chicken with mayonnaise and some grapes and some tarragon because he's just trying to use what he had from the night before again. Right. And then basically from there, it became a delicious part of his menu, and his customers were coming in for that item, and basically turning from like a meat purveyor to like an actual almost restaurant at the time. So you know
what's funny? Almost every item we've done has been a mistake.
Right.
Nobody meant to make it, and they've all been damn good. Everything but the burger. I think the burger meant to be a burger, but from the cheesesteak down, even a hot dog, right?
Yeah.
Nobody meant to do it. It was an accident. So I just find that really interesting. Imagine what we could do to put a mind to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. And back you always say using different ingredients maybe from before, getting them into something else, so it's not getting wasted. That's not a new idea.
That's something that has been around the restaurant world forever.
Right. So awesome.
Yeah. So we're going to keep picking through this. We're going to get it right. When we're ready to mix everything, we'll be back.
Perfect.
All right. The chicken's diced and shredded. Now we're going to start adding the ingredients. We're going to start with the lemon juice.
Yeah, so we have 1 lemon we use squeezed to get that amount of juice out of it.
We have Dijon mustard.
Yeah, that's 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard.
Make sure we get it all. We don't want to chip the chicken. Dijon. Celery seed.
1 tablespoon of celery seed. See how he's kind of coating it around, getting a little bit all over.
Make it easier to mix. We have 3 ribs of celery. I remember that was 3 ribs, that's why.
You didn't need me. You didn't need my help on that one?
Not on that one. That one I remember. The rest I don't know what I put in.
And we'll put the recipe up, so anybody can have Chris's recipe for chicken salad up on the website.
Got the onion.
Yep, so 1 sweet red onion there. And diced to perfection.
Got the fresh parsley, flat leaf Italian parsley. That was a big head of it, so we'll cut back a little bit. And then we have just a little mayonnaise, just enough to coat it with. Just a little.
Yeah, it's about a 1/4 cup. And that's something that once we get it all mixed, we can look, we need to add a little more. You can't take it out, right, Chris? Once it's in, so let's...
Once it's in, it's staying. It's not leaving the party.
Right.
So once it goes in the party bowl, it's staying.
So as he was doing that, we were kind of also talking about, what a great time, summer, to add like a chicken salad, right? You can put on a salad, you can make it into a wrap, obviously a sandwich.
It's awesome just on top of a house salad.
Yeah.
Just to add the chicken salad right on top of it. It's delicious. It goes a long way.
Yeah, and
it's refreshing.
We were saying also, as from a prep productivity, is you can cook this chicken off, and then you can use it for. You can just use it for a lot of other menu items. You can just use the grilled chicken on a salad. You could have the person that was cutting the celery and use that for a soup or something else you're using it for. So it's not like every ingredient has to only get prepped for the chicken salad.
That's right. That's right. It's one of the things you're prepping for.
Right.
All right. And you saw we put salt and pepper to taste. That'll be up to you to decide how much you need. But this is it. I mean, look at that. The color's in it. It looks great. It's got great textures. I mean, wouldn't you want that on your menu? Now the big challenge is we're going up against a couple big rollers in the chicken salad world. So we're going to see if our chicken salad beats theirs. We'll be back with the results.
So C was definitely the most visually appealing, as well as the flavor. It was definitely a lot fresher than the other 2.
Oh, taste test is in and done. What's the result, Chris?
Well, we had good results as expected. I predicted a shutout on the way over, I told Scott, but we fell a little short of that. I think we were 10-2 for our fresh made chicken salad, which wasn't a surprise. But I think more importantly, when we look at the cost of it, Scott can get more details. You see, it really is the way to go. And the labor end, there was so little labor. I mean, you put it in the oven, so it goes in the oven for 40 minutes. You work. You're not going to sit there and look at the oven and watch it. You're working. I mean, the chicken's doing its thing. Then when it comes out of the oven after 40 minutes, it goes in the refrigerator for a couple hours. Again, you're back to work. You're prepping. You're going to be doing service. You're going to be doing anything. So the labor is very, very low. And then finally, when you finally take it out and you start taking it off the bone and getting it ready, that took maybe all 15 minutes. So it's a prep item that took maybe 15 minutes to do.
Yeah.
And the price is better than the prepackaged that you could get at the grocery store or at that famous place where you get your gas.
Well, and I would say visually, I think the color of the fresh with the, green in there, I mean, that to me really set it apart. Like if I were a customer, you don't even realize the other ones don't have that until you see the fresh. Right. It just looks so much better.
Yeah, add a little bit of fresh parsley, a little bit of the celery seed, pops. It really looks fresh. The chicken looks fresh because you just cooked it. So it definitely, the visual aspect of it is so much better than what we've seen in the other ones.
And the taste of the gas one was really bad.
That was the worst one.
Even though you made us eat that one first, I think it even had a smell to it. Like, it was not good.
That's probably coming out of a 2-pound container, and we don't know how long it's probably sat there on the line or in a cooler, just sort of. But Chris brought his A game today. After that brownie, I will say Chris came back strong.
I had to redeem myself. I told you, me and Ali, we don't stay down.
Yeah. So there was lecture, umping his step today, and he was in the prep kitchen, and you'll see now that it's in video that he was working hard.
You actually see life skills and everything else now. I told you I was not going to lose today. I was coming strong, coming hard. Listen, Ali wouldn't expect me to lay down. So.
Well, and I think, for those of you interested to check out the recipe, I mean, you forget, like, the chicken salad in a summer, on a menu, a lunch menu, even limited only menu. Like, it adds a lot. And, I think customers coming in, they like a chicken salad.
Yeah, and there's so much, there's more than one way to prepare it, right? It could be a sandwich. It could be a toast. Yeah. It could be on top of a salad, which is probably the most refreshing way during this time of the year. But there's just more things you could do with it, and it's a great item to really help your food cost.
Yeah, and that's what we got in and saw. I mean, we got we're local in the Philadelphia area. We had to go to a Wawa, right? That's where people around here are grabbing their hoagies or sandwiches. Besides Chris, other people.
We need a gas, so rather than get some chicken salad,
So theirs was like $7 a pound. But it was more so just scooping out, not really sure how to charge for it. I'm pretty sure it was $7 a pound though. Giant regular grocery store. $9 a pound.
Use the rotisserie chicken.
Right, they're using fresh ingredients. They're probably making it there. I think it was good. It wasn't great, but it was good.
It was good. It was better than Wawa.
And that was the $9 a pound.
Right.
And then it got to ours, and again, we went to like a higher end grocery store. Right. Obviously, if we were getting it from our suppliers or produce vendors, we'd probably get some better prices too. But ours came to like $3.40 a pound.
Wow.
$3.40 a pound with 15 minutes of labor in there. I mean, you really, it speaks for itself. The quality that you get at the price you're getting it, it's just unbeatable.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you think about, like, you're not going to serve one person a pound of chicken. So if you think about what you could get out of that, sandwich, 6
4 ounces, 6 ounce portion is what you're looking at, right? I mean, that's...
And you look at it, too, that, once we were done taking all the meat off the chicken, and by the time we added everything back in, the celery, the onions, the mayonnaise, the lemon juice, the mustard, we're around 4 pounds.
Yeah.
So you have 4 pounds to sell.
Yeah.
So you look at that profit margin.
Yeah.
You know, that speaks for itself.
Yeah. And I think some people forget about like a chicken salad or like a tuna salad as a great way to add protein, right? People want to have protein, but like you said, it's not the same as like a 6-ounce chicken breast, right? So there is a great margin there, and then your customer still gets some of that protein that they may want at maybe something that's a little less priced than, say, a burger or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And it goes on any salad. I mean, so Chris brought the salads earlier, but it can be in addition to any wraps you already have on the menu.
Right.
But and you see all the salads, the add-ons, like you said, if you're adding on a piece of steak or a piece of chicken, the food cost on that part of it's probably not going to be great. Or if you're adding a tuna salad or a chicken salad, it's a great food cost on that dollar number you're putting out. So
Yeah, changes everything because, like you said, you know, just add that chicken, you're not going to get the same markup. You add the chicken salad, tuna salad, you get a markup.
Yeah.
And that's where we want to be. You know, part of this exercise is seeing how much, you know, we could take to the bottom line, and this is a great way to do it. And this is another item, if you have a high food cost item, this could help offset it.
Yeah.
And I would just add in there, chicken salad typically, you don't see it often in restaurants. So, you know, going back to that limited time offering type of thing, whether that is adding it as a protein to a salad and putting together some type of cranberry vinaigrette, it's all about getting creative. So you can either make it an appetizer with, you know, homemade pita or whatever it is. It's just getting creative with the items that you know you have a good margin on and just figuring out a way to incorporate it.
And I'll tell you something else you could do too, like a lot of restaurants sell half a chicken roasted. All right, so, you know, maybe you roasted it, it didn't go. Now, you know, okay, let's have it for a lunch special tomorrow. You know, but let's take it off the bone and let's make chicken salad with it.
Yeah.
Right? And if you're not selling it half a chicken roasted, maybe you should. Because you have something to do the next day with it.
Yeah.
So, you know, and either way, it's a great margin for your food costs. So you may be selling it as a half a chicken or as chicken salad.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, like I said, use things multiple ways.
Well, and I think, you know, sometimes people might look at like a chicken salad as something that's like here in the chef world, right? For foodies, it's not as cool as some of the other things that you might have on your menu. But, you know, it's all about variety, right? And there's, like you said, there's nothing wrong with adding it because anyone who serves chicken, you can make a chicken salad just out of other products.
And,
so.
you know, chicken salad doesn't have to be here. You could elevate it. You know, I did a basic one, but it was so much better than what a Wawa or a Johnny's doing.
Yeah.
Now, if you take that same chicken salad and you add walnuts to it, or if you add craisins to it, it elevates it so much. I didn't do that because it wouldn't have been fair to them. It wasn't fair already.
Yeah.
So I didn't do that. I wanted to keep it along the same lines.
Yeah.
But if you add a couple just simple items to it, you really elevate it and bring it to another level. So it doesn't have to be down here. We could put it up here. It just depends what you do to it.
Yeah.
And as you add to the social media aspect and getting it up onto Instagram and Facebook and people are eating with their eyes, I mean, which one would you want to eat with your eyes on? Is the one that has all the vibrant colors, that looks great, the texture you can see, or the one that's kind of scooped and just looks flat?
Someone might not be thinking about chicken salad, and they see that picture, and all of a sudden it could become, you know, it's chicken salad, or it's chicken salad for lunch, because they've seen it, and it does. It's, you know, looks fresh, it's vibrant, it just looks like summer.
Right, and I think that's one of the things too when you talk about like an LTO item or something. I think it's, you know, also managing your expectations, because even if you offer it and, you know, 10 people on a Friday night order it, it doesn't necessarily mean that it failed, right? Like it takes time for people to try new things, but it also, even if not everybody tried it, they knew that you had more variety than you had before you did this other item. Because I've had a couple clients, you know, it's like if it wasn't a sellout or if it didn't sell, like 50% of the people didn't order chicken salad, it's like, wow, that was a waste of time. But I really don't think that's the case. People want to see new things.
Yeah, it's not the case, and people, you know, you have a lot of patience because it takes time to build things. You know, just because I put chicken salad on the menu today, no one's going to know unless they read the menu, right? Unless you're promoting it too. But that doesn't mean they're going to run out today and come to you. They're like, oh, you know, down the road a week later, they're like, oh, they got chicken salad, I'm going to go there. You know, but it takes time to build. But you have to have patience for that.
Plus, it also goes back to like training your team, because if you were to add chicken salad to your menu, especially using Chris's recipe, which I think you should, you know, this would be a fun thing to do with your team, right? Go get the one from the gas station, get them in the grocery
Right.
store, have them taste it, because I guarantee once they taste the difference, they're going to be talking about it, excited about it,
Right.
and just
Well,
bring
and
it into conversation.
I think if you do that with your staff, that will start the suggestive selling.
Yeah.
Because they'll be proud of it, they're going to stand behind it, they ate it, they really like it, and they're going to tell people, they're going to tell the guests, hey, chicken salad's really good. And when you hear that from your server, you usually, get that item.
Yeah.
And it's a little lighter option, right? I mean, summertime, people are kind of thinking a little bit lighter, trying to, get in shape like Chris over here. So we want to make sure that maybe they get the burger tonight, they see that on the menu, it looks good, or someone else gets it, they see it walking around the dining room, and they're like, oh, I might come back next week. Well, maybe they wouldn't have come back for another burger next week. There's so many places to go, and now it's something a little bit different that they see, and it sets up your next visit. So
Yeah.
The options are endless of what it could do for your menu and your restaurant.
Yeah. Well, cool. So what would you say is your one recommendation? Someone's adding chicken salad for the first time. Maybe they haven't had like a salad option, maybe they have chicken and burgers. What's one piece
I would say, if you're going to do it, let's do it right. Let's not buy something prepackaged. Let's not buy chicken and throw it in a pot of water and boil it to death so all the flavors in the stock and not in the chicken anymore. All right? Roast it in the oven for 40 minutes, pick it, dice your vegetables, and you're done. It's simple, it's easy, it's fresh, and it's the right way to do it.
And most of those ingredients, a restaurant probably has,
Yeah.
right? I mean, if you're a full-service restaurant,
Yeah.
there's
It's
not
sitting there.
much that you
Right.
pulled today that they wouldn't just be able to pull off their shelf.
Right. It's there. It's all sitting there. And you know what you got to do is just put it together, and you're done. Less than 15 minutes, you got yourself a new item.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would say from a financial standpoint, like I said before, I think it's, managing the expectation that really, it's sort of like advertising, right? A lot of times we get the question of, how much should I spend on advertising? Should I spend anything? But really, you should always be trying new things. I think the answer is you should always be bringing new things in, always reinventing,
I agree.
and not necessarily, holding the chicken salad up as the thing that's going to make or break,
Right.
but it's part of the
For
pie.
right now, it's a great item for right now. Your menu should always be fresh and exciting, right? And if people know that your menu changes like that, they're excited.
Yeah.
You could only go somewhere with that same menu with maybe one limited time offer, right? Need to change it. Need to be up, the seasons and the time of what's going on, and not just have that one option of something that's a special. Be fresh, be exciting.
Yeah. All right.
This podcast is sponsored by the Largo Group. Thanks for joining us this week on F Your Business podcast. Whether you're a restaurant owner, chef, brewery owner, or bartender, we believe everyone in the hospitality industry deserves access to the knowledge and tools they need to succeed. Be sure to visit our website, fyourbusinessmovement.com, to subscribe to the podcast and stay up to date on current offerings.